Today we're going to be comparing the two most popular phones that I have, the iPhone SE3 and the iPhone 17e. Of course, one is more superior than the other, but I'm going to give the inferior one a good chance at being a good competitor to the superior phone. The iPhone SE2 and the iPhone SE3 were based off of the iPhone 8 design-wise on the outer shell. The internals are great for both the iPhone SE2 and especially for the iPhone SE3. The iPhone SE3 has an A15 chip, which is a very good chip to have, especially when it came out. It had a great iPhone chip. But the biggest problem with the iPhone SE3, even at the time, was the 4.7-inch screen display for this device, meaning playing games, especially gacha games that came around then, was very cramped. This device has a dual stereo setup. You have your speakers on the bottom and a tiny speaker right here. It's very hard to see, but that is actually a speaker. Now let's talk about the things that aren't very good about this device. One is the small battery. It was optimized to be good, but I mean, a small battery is a small battery pack. Unless you can make a small battery last for days on heavy use, don't even try to say it was optimized well. This also only has two cameras, one 7-megapixel front camera, and you have I believe a 12-megapixel rear camera. This does have 4K at 30 frames per second, which is pretty good for a device that is pretty darn old. So let's talk about the brand new phone. The iPhone 17e is one of the best phones to come out in the past 2 to 3 years in my personal opinion. The iPhone 16e was a major letdown, but the iPhone 17e is a great and amazing thing to see. One great thing to see is MagSafe. You can actually have MagSafe on your devices now. I don't even think at the time the Apple series of phones had MagSafe, but I mean, that's one great feature this has over the iPhone SE3 is MagSafe usability. That also means it has wireless charging, and I haven't talked about charging yet because I want to keep that to the end of the video, but still, wireless charging is one of the coolest things in my personal opinion. When it comes to chipset, this has the newest A19 chipset that has came out thus far, meaning that it's a very good and powerful phone. As you can also tell, this is a much larger phone compared to the iPhone SE3. I believe this one is 6.1 inches for the screen, which is amazing. When you still play gacha games, you'll feel a little cramped, but it's a lot better than the iPhone SE3. This has a 12-megapixel front camera and it has a 48-megapixel back camera. But there's one big problem when it comes to the cameras. This camera has a notch and nobody likes that notch. And when it comes to the 48-megapixel camera, it's automatically set up to be 24-megapixel. Yes, it uses half the actual capability of the device right out the box. To get the full power, you have to go to Settings, then you have to scroll down right under your Apple Intelligence and Siri, go to Camera, then you're going to go to Formats, then you're going to go to Resolution Control. That is automatically off, but you have to do, boom, there you go, you have 48-megapixel pictures and videos now. Now, this is going to be a controversial part to the video, but this does have some AI features, including editing photos, that the iPhone SE doesn't have. The iPhone SE3 doesn't have it at all, and you don't even need to turn on the Apple Intelligence on the 17e if you're anti-AI, but it does have AI features that are pretty neat. This phone right here, the SE3, supports fast charging at 15 watts, which is very good for this device because when it came out, everyone wasn't expecting it to have fast charging capabilities. If you're going to buy this phone, this is a good thing to have with you at all times, the fast charging power brick, because this only has a 2018 milliamp battery. This supports fast charging at 40 watts wired. When it comes to wireless, I believe it does have fast charging at 15 watts. I still believe this is the better device, especially because it supports a 40-watt charging brick, but to each their own, I guess, because when it comes to price, this is probably the biggest factor. You'll be paying based off of how old the device you want, the memory, and the battery capacity. The iPhone 17e has a 4,000 milliamp battery capacity, which is double the iPhone SE3. The iPhone SE3 has a base storage of 64 gigabytes, and you can find them around for $150 and under now. I say $150 because, well, if you're going to get an unlocked one, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than a locked device. The iPhone 17e base storage is 256 gigabytes, and the thing is, since this just came out, you really don't have any other cheaper options, so you're going to be basically paying $600 for a brand new phone. If you sticked around long enough, you should know which one is my favorite, and of course it's going to be the iPhone 17e. It's obviously the superior one to the inferior iPhone SE3. Now when it comes to the iPhone SE3, it's still not a bad choice if you ask me. This has an old design, which people love. People love this button, even though it's not a physical button, you can still press it. And when it comes down to it, it's a very affordable $150 price tag. This device is brand new, so of course you're going to be paying a premium for this device, but I honestly think this is definitely a very good phone to buy over the iPhone SE3. We should also be trying to save the earth, so if you're going to be buying a brand new phone, which most likely you're going to buy the brand new phone, you might as well use this phone for a very long time and get a good life out of it. Anyways, see ya, have a great and blessed night wherever you live.